With good news for today from Baptist Press, I'm Brandon Porter. Outgoing Southern Baptist Convention President Ed Litton, former SBC President Fred Luter, and noted author and pastor Tony Evans announced an initiative last week to build racial unity nationwide, conducted by the local church. The church should be on the front line of bringing hope and healing to our communities for the glory of God, said Ed Litton, senior pastor of Redemption Church in Saraland, Alabama. Luter, the only African American to have served as SBC president, acknowledged, "We as a Southern Baptist Convention have made a lot of progress, but now it's time to take the next step." The program, based on the acronym AAA, stands for Assemble, Address, and Act. The program will include an annual one-day solemn assembly when congregations will fast and collectively re-invite God into the well-being of their community without compromising any elements of the faith. Pastors and leaders addressing with one voice in love and with biblical clarity, proclaiming God's perspective on issues facing their communities, including identity, race, marriage, and life, and then collectively performing acts of kindness throughout their communities.
Good News for Today is made possible through our friends at the Voice of the Martyrs, a nonprofit organization that serves persecuted Christians around the world. Founded in 1967 by Richard and Sabina Wurmbrand, VOM is dedicated to inspiring believers to deepen their commitment to Christ and to fulfill His Great Commission, no matter the cost. Find out more and sign up for their free monthly magazine at vom.org/good news.
The growing Gen Z mental health crisis is being felt across the nation in schools, families, and churches. The American Academy of Pediatrics, the Children's Hospital Association, and the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry recently declared the crisis a national emergency. Springtide Research Institute recently released sobering findings on Gen Z, that's ages 13 through 25, when it comes to mental health trends over the last 2 years into the COVID-19 pandemic. That's according to a Lifeway research report. The research found teens and young adults feel extremely depressed, anxious, stressed, and lonely. Over half of young people reported the biggest challenge they faced during the pandemic was their mental health. A critical finding from Springtide's mental health study is that young people who feel they belong in a community say they're flourishing a lot in their mental health at significantly higher rates than those who don't feel they belong. You can find the full story at our website, baptistpress.com. Thanks for listening to Good News for Today.